Hey guys, what is up? I am TitoTheOG, and holy crap, 2025 is off to an amazing start for Jakks Pacific. As you see here, this 3-pack, it ain't nothing to scoff at. This is an amazing 3-pack. The Jakks Pacific Sonic Forms 4-inch 3-pack. Now, this news broke literally, funny enough, it actually came from Buzz Lightyear in my Discord server. And he was actually the person who helped me get my hands on this. He sent it to me the day after he got it, and I really appreciate it. I'm really grateful because all the targets in my area had them, but they were being stubborn and didn't want to look for them. So thank you, Buzz Lightyear, in my Discord server. It means a lot. So this news broke from my Discord server. If you guys aren't in it, go join it down in the description below. And it went cattywampus in my Discord server. Everyone was going crazy. Everyone thought that it was fake. Everyone thought it was a bootleg. But here we are with it right in front of me. And I can't stress enough how good of a job Jakks did on this 3-pack. They killed it. Such an amazing lineup of characters. You know, 2 new releases and then 1 re-release that everyone's been wanting for a long time. The last time we got Supersonic was in what wave? I don't know off the top of my head, but it was a long time ago. So the fact that we got him again, along with 2 other amazing versions of Sonic, is just mind-blowing. Now, taking a look at the front of the box, these 3 characters are packaged in a way where Werehog is in the dark section of the package. You can see Supersonic and Modern Sonic there behind them is a lighter blue, and then you got the dark blue for Werehog because of nighttime. And I think that's a pretty unique packaging choice. I like that a lot. And of course, you guys know we got Soap Shoe Sonic, or aka, as it says here on the back, Grind Shoes. That is such an amazing thing because you guys know me, I make my own soap shoes. So having an official Soap Shoe Sonic other than Joyride Sonic it's amazing. It's what I've been wanting for the longest time. It's the main reason why I started making my soap shoes. So this 3-pack actually retails for $29.99, and it is a Target exclusive. So you're not going to be finding it at Walmarts or anything. I'll have the DPCI right on the screen as well as the barcode. So that way, if you go to Targets, you can show these to the employees and they can check for you. Oh, look at that. I take it off, and looking more at the packaging itself, there's actually stars there. I didn't notice that. Very, very cool. Alright, so first off, we have Supersonic, and he is a very welcomed addition to this 3-pack, as we haven't gotten a proper Supersonic release since Wave 8, and that was this version right here with the Cyan Emerald. This was the last time we've ever gotten a Supersonic release. So this was a very long time ago. This was 2022. That's 3 years ago, guys. Holy crap. So this 3-pack gives everyone an opportunity to get their hands on a standard Supersonic. That is not the Sonic Heroes 3-pack one with the rainbow looking version. So I'm very happy to have another one of him. He's a character that's already been released before, so I'm not really going to talk much about him other than that I'm happy to have another one. Now, the main attraction of this figure set being Werehog Sonic. And wow, this guy looks even better out of box. Holy crap, this is the best Werehog figure that we have ever gotten. His posability is fantastic. He has his iconic big ol' arms, and you can move them up a decent amount. His quills do get in the way a little bit, but he can do his scary roar pose, and he has elbow joints, which is also an amazing thing to have on these 4-inch figures. So I'm glad they included it on this guy. And his wrist also can swivel, so you can pose his hand in different ways. They're only limited to being kind of extended this way, so you can't pose them forward or anything. But that's not much of an issue because it looks like he's going to grab you. Very cool. And his head is also on a ball joint, so you can actually move his head slightly, ever so slightly, in up and down, and even kind of tilt it to the sides a little bit of range. But it's a lot better than our previous releases of figures where their heads are just on pegs and you can only rotate them 360 degrees. So that is great. That is perfect. Now getting into his legs and the way they engineered his legs, you can actually see that they gave him ankle joints just like the movie 3 figures. So you have the cuffs, and then you have a ball joint under the cuffs where the shoe connects into, and that allows him to move his ankle down and upwards and even side to side, which is wow. That is such an amazing thing to have for this figure, because now you can spread his legs further apart and angle his ankles inwards so he can stand with his legs apart. Just like that. And dude, his posing is so good. He looks amazing. Unfortunately, the ankle joints are extremely visible, and it's just a big old ball that connects into the shoe. But honestly, that's not much of an issue for me because of, that's more articulation on the 4-inch figures. This really gives me hope for the future of the lines and, other characters that they could implement these features on. As much as I don't like the Deadly Six, I think they would do a really good job making a Zavok figure and giving him elbow joints and even these ankle joints. I think they could make him look really cool and menacing. Now, enough about the articulation, let's get into the details of it. The paint job is absolutely great. The only thing I have a slight issue with are his colors. The blue is a bit too blue in the lighter skin portions, but that's not that big of an issue, or it's not even really an issue at all. It's more of just me being a perfectionist and wanting things to look as accurate as possible. He's a bit more pale in the game, but that's an easy repaint if anyone really wants to. It's not really needed. He does kind of remind me of the bootleg Werehog Sonics that have been floating around for the longest time. So it's kind of silly. But, other than that, he's perfect. The shoe sculpt is great. He's got the spikes on his shoes, and even different, colored spikes compared to the soles of the shoes. So, they got the details down perfect. And his mouth looks good, too. He looks really funny from this angle. But he's got, a little black outline around his mouth. Kind of like how his renders look. And it's very, very good attention to detail. You got his teeth sculpted there. And the red in his mouth, he looks very good. His eyes look great too. And they even got the little frosted tips that he has on the back of his quills. Great stuff from Jakks on this figure, but let's see how they compare to the previous Werehog figures we've gotten. Now, here are the other past Werehog figures that are officially licensed, and they are the 3-inch Jazzwares Werehog figure, and then the 6-inch or 5-inch. He's definitely, I don't know. He's massive. Massive. Now, I used to absolutely glaze the Jazzwares Werehog figure, but now that this Jakks one has released, he definitely steals the show, and he outdoes the Jazzwares figures in every way possible. He has better articulation than the bigger one, and his sculpt is overall a bit more accurate, and he just looks really, really good. I had issues with the Jazzwares one being his legs only are posable in certain ways, and you can't really move his wrists. He has the superposer posable quills for some reason. I would have been fine if they didn't do that. And I do like the colors a bit more on the Jazzwares one, but I'd rather have the overall better sculpt and better articulation. Now, that's really all I have to say about Werehog Sonic. I definitely would like to print him some accessories in the future. Maybe some fists and a brand new head, maybe like a snarling face or something. I can really do so much with him. I really, really am happy that Jakks made a Werehog figure. This gives me hope. Maybe we'll get a 2.5-inch chip. That would be so good. And considering that they made a Werehog figure, that basically opens so many doors into the future of the different characters that they could possibly make. Give us some storybook characters, man, there's so many things that they can do now. Anything's on the table at this point. Now, everyone wave bye to Werehog because now we're going on to the next big thing. Here he is, guys. Oh, here he is, guys. Something all of us Sonic Adventure 2 fans have been waiting for many, many years. We have an official piece of Sonic the Hedgehog merchandise with soap shoes on an articulated figure. Now, this is the first time we've ever had an articulated soap shoe figure. The Joyride figure I wouldn't really consider articulated because he has bendy rubber wiring, which you can argue it's not really articulate, I guess you would say. But this guy, holy moly, soap shoes on Jakks Pacific Sonic. Now, like I said, you guys know I make soap shoes. I've been doing them for the past 2 years almost, and I have a lot of experience making these things. So I am going to be looking at this with a perfectionist's eye, and I'm just gonna let you guys know this, all my critiques don't mean I don't like the soap shoes. I absolutely am happy with these. For a $10 price point, I think Jakks absolutely knocked it out of the park, and I am really happy with the final product. But I'm just gonna say he does not stand very well. If you have him looking completely neutral and have his head forward, he is gonna fall backwards. And that's kind of unfortunate because, you know, I like displaying my figures head on, but he just falls back. He stands completely fine though if I tilt his head to the side and lean him forwards a little bit. It distributes the weight, I guess. Dang, I guess even regular modern Sonic doesn't really stand well. Okay, well, here's a comparison. You can see the brand new soap shoe one. His arm kind of bends a little bit more compared to the standard one. I don't know if that's intentional or if it's just the packaging. Anyways, looking at the soap shoes themselves, they are very nicely detailed. I am a little bit confused as to why they're not white. Like, the white parts aren't white. They're kind of like an off-white. I don't know how well the camera picks it up. I mean, compared to his glove is white. And these soaps are a little bit pale. Like, they look a little sickly. But, I mean, other than that, I'm a little upset that the gray parts are just solid gray and not silver like in the game. These are clearly based off of the Sonic Frontiers appearance. They use the same exact model as the game. I would know because that's what I used when I first started making soaps. So they even have the same exact little gray line on the bottom that the Frontier soaps have. And I'm just going to say the bottom details are actually really, really good. Like, I love that they got the yellow dots on the sides and that they got the yellow on the bottom with the black section. And then even the little white dot on the bottom of the soaps. My only issue with the bottoms is that they made the white parts gray. Like, they have this whole ring of gray around them, which they're supposed to be white with like a small section of gray, but they just made it completely gray. It does look a little weird, but it's not that big of an issue. Another inaccuracy with the Jakks soaps is the inside buckles on them. There's supposed to be a small ring of red around them, but they just painted the whole thing yellow. And overall, like, since these are cheap toys, you have like little nicks in the sculpt, especially like right here. You could see there's like a big old dent in the shoe, as well as a scratch that goes from the buckle to the yellow spot. And there's a big seam line in the middle of the soaps. And the insides of the soaps don't have the yellow like how they do in game and such. I know these are all just non-issues, but I'm mainly, like I said, just looking at it from an artist's perspective who paints hundreds of these things all the time. I really love these things, and I'm happy to finally have an official version for them, and I'm happy that everyone's going to finally be able to display soap shoes on their shelves. It's very, very cool. Now, I would compare them to my soaps, but I'd like to do that in a separate video, so that way I can dive into more details on them. Now, here is Jakks Soap Shoe Sonic next to the only ever soap shoe action figure. Not counting Funko Pops, since those aren't really action figures. That is crazy. It took us 20 years to finally get soap shoes on a Sonic action figure, and I couldn't be happier. I'm really happy with how they look. And, me being a hardcore Sonic Adventure 2 fan, this is amazing stuff, and I really would love to see more. Maybe give him his Sonic Adventure 2 upgrades. Oh my god, see, he just doesn't stand well. They should have like angled his toes a bit more downwards and maybe had his feet more at an angle so that way he could stand good. Which is what I do for my soaps. Another thing I'm sure a lot of people are wondering is if you could swap the shoes onto other figures. So let's see. Yep, you can pop the soaps off just like regular modern Sonic shoes, which is awesome. And let me grab the Supersonic that came in the new 3-pack and try and swap his shoes. Yeah. Yup, look at that. They go on perfectly. And Supersonic actually stands better with the soap shoes, but it's because he's not his weight is a bit more balanced with his quills pointing upwards. But yeah, there you go. You could have a Supersonic with soap shoes if you want. You could easily just pop them on and off. Very, very awesome. And here, I'm just going to do this for you folks who keep asking me if I can make soap shoes for Movie Sonic. They do not fit on Movie Sonic. Time to move on. One more thing I'd like to say about the Soap Shoe Sonic is that I wish he had a unique head sculpt. I'm getting really tired of the same exact facial expressions from Jakks Sonic. They get a little bland. I would like something a little bit more unique and, identifiable from one another, because it's always either this smirk, the ugly teeth one from Wave 2, and the angry one that we got in Wave 14. But it would be even cooler if we got a more unique head sculpt based on his appearance in Sonic Adventure 2. Kind of like this. Here's my custom Sonic Adventure 2 Sonic head on the new 3-pack Soap Shoes Sonic body. And look at that. Just a brand new head goes a long way. With the Jakks specific shoes, phew-wee! And he actually stands up properly because I made the heads hollow, so they're not really that heavy. But yeah, look at how much of a difference a brand new head makes on these figures, man. This isn't really an issue with the Soap Shoe Sonic, but just an issue with Jakks specific Sonic in general. This head sculpt needs to go. Give us something unique and new. But that's it for this unboxing video, guys. This 3-pack is phenomenal. It really makes me feel like Jakks is listening to us fans and everything we've been saying we've been wanting. Werehog, Soap Shoes, we've gotten obscure characters like Neo Metal Sonic, Mephiles, and I just really can't wait to see what else we get in the future. For people wondering, yes, Werehog will be getting an individual release, and the Soap Shoe Sonic is getting an individual release next wave. Werehog, we don't really know. It took us a whole year to get an individual release Classic Tales, which is coming in Wave 20. So I really don't know if that's how long it's going to take us to get him. Who knows? Who knows? But I really can't wait to see next year's 3-pack and what it's going to be. I would really love a 3-pack, a super 3-pack with Super Shadow, Super Silver, and Super Sonic. But considering we just got a Super Sonic and the previous 3-pack had Super Sonic in it, I'm really not sure we're going to get another Super Sonic for a while. But I would really love that. If not that, then what other 3-pack would you guys like? Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, become an OG, because that's what everyone wants to be. Damn, that was a sick rhyme. That was unplanned. Anyways, I am TitoTheOG, and I will see you guys next time.